I checked it.
He believes in dragons?
He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did.
First of all, be called a dragon believer, and also to be accused of being an unreliable source of information.
Joe Rogan, dragons, and an epic response that has everyone talking. Ladies and gentlemen, things just got spicy. When The View's host took a swipe at Joe Rogan, calling him a dragon believer of all things, the internet erupted. But how did Rogan respond? Oh, you're about to find out. And trust me, it's a mic drop moment you don't want to miss. Before we jump into the juicy details, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest drama and celebrity showdowns. This one is wild, so let's dive in. All right, so here's the setup. The ladies of The View were doing what they do best, stirring the pot. In a recent segment, Joy Behar and her co-host decided to take a jab at Joe Rogan, mocking his audience and his influence. And then came the bizarre claim, Joe Rogan apparently believes in dragons. Yes, you heard that right. Dragons. One host, trying to sound all official, chimed in. I checked it. He believes in dragons. Another added fuel to the fire, painting Rogan as a spreader of misinformation, saying, this is the type of really bad information that's going out there.
We went from Walter Cronkite, basically, to this guy, Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it.
He believes in dragons?
He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did. And he also thinks that dragons, I guess like dinosaur-y type of animals, roamed the earth when people did.
But here's where it gets even more ridiculous. Instead of sticking to facts or offering real criticism, the conversation spiraled into yet another tirade about social media, echo chambers, and how younger audiences are being misled by influencers like Joe Rogan. They claimed with zero irony that The View, yes, The View, is somehow the pinnacle of truth because they're fact-checked by ABC News. Now, you'd think Joe Rogan might just ignore the noise, but oh no, Joe had other plans. The podcasting giant responded in the most Rogan way possible, by changing his Twitter bio to proudly read, Dragon Believer. Yes, instead of clapping back with insults or getting defensive, he leaned all the way into the absurdity and made it his own. Fans immediately picked up on it, flooding social media with memes, tweets, and comments. One user wrote, Joe Rogan just turned their insult into pure comedy gold. Another added, if believing in dragons makes you as successful as Joe, sign me up. This, my friends, is why Rogan remains untouchable. He knows how to turn even the most bizarre attacks into a moment of levity, all while exposing the absurdity of his critics. But let's peel back the layers here. Why does The View have such a problem with Joe Rogan? It's not the dragons. It's not even his massive audience. The truth is, Rogan represents everything they've lost. For years, Joe Rogan was a self-proclaimed liberal and Democrat, a voice for open dialogue and diverse perspectives. But as the mainstream media leaned further into hyperpartisanship and woke culture, Rogan refused to follow suit. He started questioning narratives, challenging cancel culture, and bringing on guests with opposing viewpoints. And guess what? People loved it. Rogan became a voice for the millions who feel alienated by the mainstream. And that's exactly why they hate him. He's competition, he's independent, and most importantly, he doesn't need them.
The View's latest dig at Joe Rogan comes after he exposed the declining viewership of mainstream media, particularly during this election cycle.
Jail and prison.
Leftist viewers deal NBC, CNN, a Trump slump ratings crash. Here's why. So what's the numbers? What does it say? Does it say? The Rachel Maddow Show, for example, easily MSNBC's top-rated program, though it only airs once a week, drew just 1.3 million viewers on November 10th, 5 days after the election, a drop of 1 million viewers from the month before.
Now, here's the kicker. The View claims to be fact-checked and held to high journalistic standards. But let's be real. How often do they issue corrections on air for their own slip-ups? In fact, one of the co-hosts, Sunny Hostin, is jokingly referred to as the human legal note because she's constantly walking back statements or clarifying misinformation.
Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
Legal note.
I have a legal note. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime. Gaetz previously dismissed allegations that he paid for sex, saying that, quote, someone is trying to recategorize my generosity to ex-girlfriends as something more untoward. Another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Just call the show Legal Note from now on.
Rogan's fans were quick to point out this irony, with one saying, "The View calling Joe Rogan a spreader of misinformation is like a tabloid calling someone out for gossip." And honestly, can we talk about the whole dragons thing for a second? Even if Joe Rogan did believe in dragons, spoiler alert, he doesn't. How does that compare to the kind of baseless claims that have come out of shows like The View in the past? I mean, come on. What do you think though? Was The View completely out of line here? Or do you think Rogan's response was the perfect clapback? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more unfiltered takes on the hottest celebrity drama. But here's the plot twist. The mainstream media isn't just criticizing Joe Rogan. They're trying to replicate him. Articles and pundits are scrambling to figure out how to create their own Joe Rogan-style platform. They're realizing that audiences are hungry for authenticity, not carefully curated narratives. And the irony, they had Rogan. For years, Joe Rogan was aligned with many of the values they claim to uphold. But by alienating him, and so many others, they've created their own competition. At the end of the day, this whole saga isn't really about dragons or Twitter bios. It's about the growing divide between independent voices like Joe Rogan and the traditional media giants who are desperately trying to hold on to relevance. Rogan's ability to take a bizarre insult and turn it into a viral moment just goes to show why he's in a league of his own. While The View spirals into petty insults, Rogan keeps doing what he does best, bringing real conversations to millions of listeners, dragons and all. So, what do you think? Was Rogan's response to The View the ultimate win? Or do you think this feud is far from over? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the wild world of celebrity feuds and media showdowns. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and maybe, just maybe, believe in dragons.